Typical woman. And this is why women shouldn't be allowed to vote.
We're in Africa and we turned the TV on and Biden was speeching about the vaccine and how you should go get your kids to go get the vaccine.
Oh my God.
It was like a sales pitch.
You don't know what gender you are, but you're just stupid.
We never forced you to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Good vibrations. Good vibrations.
Are you all right?
You know what really pisses me off about people that have live performances like Britney Spears and the like? They're on stage and they're
Britney
dancing.
Spears.
Yeah, Britney Spears, Rihanna, Beyonce, you name it.
Yeah.
And they're all on stage and they're dancing, Taylor Swift, and they're all just fucking all over the fucking place, moving like crazy. The microphone is doing this shit, and you just hear, oh baby, you just hear perfect audio.
Yeah.
It's not, and I fucking want it. That's what you would hear with a live performance. So if you ever see somebody like Ariana Grande, bang, bang into my heart, you lose your fucking breath. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, if you've ever heard Michael Jackson's actual audio recordings from his live performances, it's a lot of this. And I wanna be in a... It's a lot of that, because he was actually fucking...
Like, doing like the whole
dancing,
thing.
doing the whole fucking thing. Welcome back to the show. This is Please Don't Cancel Us. I feel like you should hit that thumbs up and you should subscribe to the show. And make sure that you don't share it. Who shares podcasts? Honestly, like, I don't know what the share rating on podcasts is. I've never shared a podcast in my entire life. I'm never going to be like, hey, Fred, listen to this 3-hour podcast.
I'm sure it gets done.
I'd send a clip, but
Yeah.
not a full show. I feel like we are not doing the name of the show, Please Don't Cancel Us, justice. I feel like we're a bit too tame.
Yes.
So, because this is...
you tell me to chill out when we're talking about conspiracies.
Everything's my fault.
Yes.
Typical woman. And this is why women shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Honestly, you and I both know
That women shouldn't be allowed to vote. I agree. I just said it.
that you always think everything is my fault.
That is crazy. I've never heard that before. Anyway, getting back to what I was trying to say.
Your father even said to me, Manuk, you have to get used to it. Serbians always blame the woman. He said this to me. It's just a normal thing.
I think that we're not doing this show justice, and I don't think that we're being crazy enough.
Oh.
So, I mean, the whole concept of the show is, please don't cancel us. People are expecting some crazy-ish.
Shit.
I don't want to swear in the first 10 minutes of the podcast, please. You completely destroyed my plan. Some shit.
Some shish.
Okay, but anyway, we could ramble on about something, but as you can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 TikToks. We don't have to get through all of them, but they're all topics, and I want us to just play a video, speak about the topic, and then when you run out of words, which is... We might go through these videos faster than I think.
Oh, you're so rude, man.
Then we'll go to the next video and
at your head.
so on and so forth, okay? Let's just start...
With?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
No, let's start... Because you said Serbia, let's start with Serbia.
Yeah, let's start with Serbia.
Let's start with Serbia. So, everybody knows about the shooting.
Yes.
This is the result.
A 1-month period where citizens...
Ears.
This is the result.
Thousands of people in Serbia have begun...
It's because I'm not allowed to work on the audio problems here because of you. Everything's your fault.
That's not because of me.
Just listen.
Thousands of people in Serbia have begun handing in their guns after the country was stunned with their first mass shootings in close to a decade earlier this month. Following this, the Serbian government declared a 1-month period where citizens could surrender unregistered weapons without any punishment. And in the first week alone, they received 13,500 items, including rifles, pistols, hand grenades, and even anti-tank rocket launchers. Officials say that approximately half of the arms had been held illegally, while the other half were registered weapons that citizens just decided to hand over. So the question is, quiz. If the US had a 1-month amnesty period, how many guns do you think would be handed over?
What do you think? I don't think there's no community feel in the U.S.
Well, firstly, I think
Yeah,
messed
you-
with my chair height.
Yeah.
Firstly, I think that it's definitely a show of character for the
sure.
people of Serbia.
Yeah, 100%.
The fact that they came together and they kind of sent an international message out that
Yeah.
this is not something that they ever want to happen again.
Yeah.
It's something that they're all, as a community, going to work on to try to fix.
Yeah.
And it really hit them
Hard. Yeah.
Whereas in America, I feel like on one side there's so much desensitivity.
Yeah, to shootings.
Like, I mean, you can literally just say, okay, during the month of May, how many shootings were there? And it's probably going to be more than 3.
Yeah.
And I think when you have that many shootings, you are desensitized.
Yeah.
But
It's
not
like
only
expected.
not only are
almost.
they desensitized, I just don't see that there's a commitment for them to try to fix anything. I don't see that they're trying.
I also don't think that they're like I said to you before, like in Serbia there's still that community feel, like everybody works together to fix a problem, or like they care about each other. Like it's very how would you say that? Like
It's community driven.
Yeah,
like,
community driven. Like
love thy neighbor.
yeah, but that's more like in I feel like Eastern Europe is more like that, but also maybe Italy and places like this, it's more like togetherness, right? And I don't think the US has that.
Yeah, and there's just so much division.
Yeah, there's so much division.
It's like, okay, so a school shooting happens in the US,
yeah.
and that is as aggressive as an issue that you can be faced with as a community.
Yeah.
As a child killing
Yeah.
other children with an illegal firearm.
Yes.
And it's immediately reduced to which political party do you endorse?
Yes.
And then it just takes one person to say, and you don't think this about abortion. And then
Yeah.
it's like the whole issue splits off into
Yeah.
multiple. And then all of a sudden, it's been a week and nothing's been achieved, and everybody's angry at each other for the wrong reasons. And then they just kind of stop talking about it until
Yeah.
the next time something
Yeah.
happens. You know, like you got Democrats in America saying they want to remove guns or restrict guns, or
Is it restrict or remove? Because there's
well, they're saying both. Democrats
Yeah.
are like a woman on their period. Like they're not really sure what they want, but they just want something.
yeah.
So it's kind of like they. Please don't cancel us. It's kind of like they.
But it's true. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that that's not true.
They want. Sorry,
It's like that TikTok, like,
yeah. You're like
Yes,
my
I
one
hear
black
you.
friend, and I'm allowed to say the N-word around them in
well,
safety.
Listen, like, I think most women, you're lying if you don't have that emotion that you're like, you know something's wrong, you don't know what. And
You
then,
know that.
you know-
You know. Come on.
No, you don't till sometimes you point it out, and I'm like, are you? Is
You
everything?
know.
No, you don't always know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I think that they're not really sure what they want, but they want to restrict guns, remove guns, illegalize guns. They just want to do something to the guns because they think
Yeah.
that the problem is the guns.
Yeah.
And then you got Republicans that then split off, right? Because you say you want 3 different things, so you're going to
Yeah.
get 6 different answers. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
So you get people saying you can't restrict our access to guns because it's our Second Amendment.
Yeah.
They love to throw the what's the bill called again in America?
I don't know.
The First Amendment, Second Amendment. What's that document called? Bill of Rights? I hate you so much sometimes. They love to use information that they have never read. They just like cherry pick. They're like, oh, that one
Yeah.
where I'm allowed to use my guns, I'm going to just remember that one.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Constitution. Is it the Constitution? Constitution. I'm going to go with
know.
Constitution. It's a constitutional right,
Yes.
right? First Amendment
Yes.
is freedom of speech. Second Amendment is freedom to own and possess and blah, 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 shoot people. Not shoot people, but you know what I mean.
You're just making amendments up now,
That's what they did.
right? To shoot people.
Yeah, they said, well, yeah, anyway. And then there's a debate, like, on historical relevancy. So, like, Democrats then split into, but the Second Amendment was created when you had a musket and it took 2 minutes to load a single shot. Nowadays, you have semi-automatic weapons that can just 30 shots in 10 seconds.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I just realized we're shooting guns in our little new intro video.
Which you will see shortly. It's good, because I do believe in guns. Listen, I don't think that... Listen, as a gun enthusiast...
Yes.
I don't think guns kill people. I think people kill people. I think that's the most accurate
But then it
statement.
makes it more easier. It makes it easier. Like, listen, you and me are in a very... We would never get to the stage, but you and me are in a very intense argument, and then in a fit of rage, you grab your gun and you shoot.
You immediately go to jail because you're an insane person. You're a fucking wackadoo. That's not it's not sitting, first of all, it's not sitting on the kitchen counter where you're like, I fucking swear to God. You're a fucking maniac. If you pick up a kitchen knife and you do that, you're a maniac and you need to distance yourself from that person.
Yeah, but that takes a little bit more, you know.
No, listen. First of all, if it's in a gun safe, you gotta, you son of a...
Fair enough.
Lean down. Beep, 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 beep. Fuck. Beep, 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 beep. Fuck. What's the fucking code? I'm not telling you. Fine. Beep, 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 beep. Ha. Ching, dee. Take it. It's a lot. It's a lot, okay? A kitchen knife is a lot more accessible. What I'm trying to say is, like, let's talk about rape and compare it to this, right? Mm-hmm. Rape is a terrible thing.
Yes.
And rape is illegal.
Yes.
So you've made the problem illegal.
Yes.
Right? But rape doesn't rape people. People rape people.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying here? So, if you legalize prostitution in the Netherlands,
yes,
or in Germany,
yes,
or in wherever the fuck, there's legal in most places in Europe, so cool. Rape goes down significantly.
Yes.
It's a proven fact. So what I'm saying is, if you correlate that with guns, I don't know, maybe I'm talking out of my ass, maybe I'm being stupid, tell me if I am. But I feel like guns should be heavily restricted in America.
Maybe you should have like a rule that you need a gun safe and it needs to be there at all times. But how do you
The thing is,
follow up on
lack
that?
of regulations.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So first of all, we all look at I don't know if you know this, but everyone in the world looks at America as like the dumb kid.
Yeah.
The dumb, privileged white kid in a Tesla that your mother bought you, and you're angry because you didn't get the fucking Model Plaid and you only got the Model Y, right? First world problems, you cry about everything, you don't know what fucking gender you are, but you're just stupid, right? That's how the rest of the world looks at you, right? Everybody
realize we still want to get in, right?
Yeah, but please don't cancel us. And also, please let us in. But also, we look at Germans like as stuck-up fucking asshole Nazis. We look at French people as like these aloof fucking,
Snobby.
Bourgeois, I fucking have sex with you, whatever.
And they're known to be smelly, right?
Smelly and snobby.
Why is
You look
that?
at Italians
Why is
as these passionate, lazy lovemakers. You look at Greek people as people who just sit under the sun and don't go to work. Oh, how much did you work today? 3 minutes. They don't work. And it's stereotypes. And I think stereotypes are earned. They're not given. You earn a stereotype by having a tendency. There's other stereotypes which don't make sense. The ones that are given are racist. Like if you say that Mexicans are lazy, like I've never seen a more hardworking person.
Yeah.
So that's just racist.
Yeah.
But anyway, not getting into that. So what I'm trying to say is, as a gun enthusiast, I've never met another gun enthusiast that doesn't agree with more regulations. Like, it's like if you're honest and you're not lying, you have nothing to hide, and then therefore you're not nervous. That's what I feel like it is. I feel like because I am trained, I do have a license, I am competent, I'm willing to do training, I find training fun.
Yeah.
I find any type of drill that you throw at me fun, whether it's an obstacle course, a theoretical course, a practical course, a shooting range course, I don't care.
Yeah.
It'll just be more fun.
Yeah.
Right? And if anything, I would like guns to be taken out of the hands of retarded people that have just open access to firearms.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
not only does it make it a little bit more exclusive, but it also proves to the rest of the world that I've earned my right to be
carry
here.
one, yeah.
And therefore you can feel safer around me knowing that I know I've earned my fucking right.
Exactly.
And I think if that's the case, these situations would plummet.
But what's the
Can you stop
situation? They're just having a little secret conversation
Yeah.
under the curtain.
Anyway, so like I was saying, I don't know. That's my stance. What is your stance?
My stance on it. But can I just ask, what's the situation here? Like why? Because you can carry a gun, right?
In the Netherlands,
You can if you go through like.
they don't have open carry or concealed carry in the Netherlands. You're not allowed to carry.
But
it
you're
on the
allowed to
streets.
own one.
You're allowed to own a gun in your house.
And how hard is it to like get that done?
First of all, the type of firearm that you're allowed to own is specifically around hunting rifles.
Yeah.
So you're allowed
Oh,
bolt
so you're
action.
not like not a.
No, you're allowed bolt action, single fire weapons, and I think
Yeah.
you're allowed a few calibers of handgun as well
Yeah.
for whatever you want to call it, protection. But mainly it's just a hunting regulation thing. You're not allowed any of the fun toys. You're just allowed
No.
the old, boring ones. You have to have a very specific type of.
But a gun is not a toy. I just heard that in my head.
You have to have a very specific type of storage method.
Yeah.
And the police can knock on your door multiple times a month to check on you, check on that weapon, check on everything. And if it's slightly out of place, like for example, if your gun safe is, I don't know, it's maybe not this aggressive, but I'm trying to exaggerate to show you how hard it is here.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a 6-digit code, you only have a 4-digit code, then like they'll take your gun away and you're never allowed to have a gun
Yeah,
again.
yeah, okay.
So it's overly regulated.
Yeah.
here.
So like there should be a happy medium then, I think. I think honestly, because I don't think that everybody should have access to guns.
Well, I
do
kind of
think-
disagree. I kind of think that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, like in the Netherlands or in Sweden or in
Yeah.
Finland,
Well, here it's not necessary to re-implement it.
there's no necessity
no.
to own guns.
No.
Now, I think that there's something weird about not being allowed to have shooting ranges.
Yes.
I don't understand
there
why
is
you
one.
can't. No, but like a shooting range with fun shit, like Tommy guns and 45s, 50
Yeah.
cals. Like you should have like recreational activities here, where you
Yeah,
can.
But it's so.
But maybe there's no demand here. Huh?
No, because it's so.
Everybody's anti-gun.
Yeah, anti-gun. And the thing is, like, I don't know. The only thing, like, we can go down conspiracy lane now, because the only thing that I think of, though, is that this country is so under control, right? Which has its positives and its negatives, that if shit were to hit the fan, we have nothing.
You got pitchforks and tractors. That's what you got.
That's the only thing that I think of if you go down conspiracy lane, right? Whereas, well, most people trust the government here and think that nothing will go crazy. But if it does, then there is nothing that we can do.
Yeah.
But so that's the only thing that I think of that I never thought of before, because I never even popped into my brain till the world started going, well, it was already crazy, but crazier. And with the US, I think it's too loose, like, because it is scary that kids can get a gun, like if they wanted to. And also that you hear stories where maybe a parent wasn't very smart and left the gun out, and the kid thinks it's a toy or something, and then, you know,
Yeah.
things go crazy.
That's most cases.
So I honestly do believe that you should have a level of training to be able to own a gun, and that there should be regulations where they check if it is in a safe or something like that, at least that you have it around, especially if there's kids around. I think that must be like, there should be a check on that, like some sort of child services check to make sure that everything is safe in the house.
So an additional
But-
check if you registered parents.
Maybe, yes, I think so, because that's a big danger, because kids don't know the repercussions of guns.
Yeah, but you see another.
Even maybe at a school shooting, a kid, I don't know, a 13-year-old is maybe different, but like if you're a young child and you did play video games or did watch shows or things, and you think it's like, you don't understand that you're ending a life if you shoot someone.
No, you understand that.
Yeah, but when you're
Any
young,
any sane human being, I don't care, regardless of your age, you understand what you're doing.
if you're a 6-year-old,
Yeah, you understand what you're doing. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. So, a lot slash most of school shootings, especially in America, the firearms are acquired illegally. So it's unregistered firearms which are being sold illegally, distributed illegally. Now here's another argument, which is, well, if you restrict the good guys and you take away the guns for the good guys, the only people that have guns are the bad guys.
Yeah. There you go.
Now, you don't hear a lot of these stories.
Yeah.
But there was a
That's
story
so true.
last week that a African American male in, I can't remember which state in America, pulled out a gun, cocked it, and started open firing into a crowd just because he wanted to kill as many people as he possibly could. And there was a woman there with a gun that pulled out her gun and really fast, like 2-3 shots into him and put him down before he was able to injure anyone.
So he injured no one.
He injured no one. So that's an example of a good guy with a gun stopping a bad guy with a gun.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, is with lack of training, like there was a debate going around saying, let's give teachers guns.
Yeah.
A teacher is not a Navy SEAL.
No. Oh my God, yes, you told me about this.
And a teacher, if rounds are flying past their head, like zipping past their zip, 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 no fucking English teacher in the world is going to be able to deal with that. So the new solution is hiring a bodyguard.
That was White Lotus. I was just thinking, I remember seeing a scene where someone lost it, didn't know what to do, and just started shooting. That was White Lotus, the lady. That's something that would happen. Like if a teacher doesn't know,
you just
grab a gun,
close your eyes
and just go.
Yeah. Anyway, so what I was saying is, what was I saying?
I don't know. Teachers, guns.
Bodyguards. That's the solution that America's come up with now, to pay a bodyguard per school.
Yeah.
All year round to just hang around with a gun.
Yeah. But one bodyguard.
One bodyguard to deter the idea of kids doing that again. Now.
But is there like security checks now at schools?
Well, here's the thing. Like, how much does a bodyguard cost? If you're talking about budget, right? Because I know with these elites, everything is about money. They don't care about lives. They care about money.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to install metal detectors?
Yeah.
And at the front gate of the
They don't have
school,
that.
everybody has to walk through a metal detector. Cool. How much does it cost to redesign a classroom very cheaply, right? Like, you don't have to reconstruct the whole school, but like create one point of entry.
Yeah.
With maybe a couple of windows for fresh air.
Yeah.
And then create a safety system that you push a button and like bulletproof armor just drops down. Like a safety gate just crink and closes in the classroom. So everybody in all the classrooms would be safe.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I can't believe that they don't have like do they have security checks?
No.
In American schools. Are you sure about that?
And again, like you could have teachers in the morning when they collect the kids and they do roll call. I call it roll call because that's what they do in prison to see if all the prisoners, because it's fucking prison. They could do roll call and like everybody's gonna show their backpack. Like you're not gonna hide a fucking 9mm.
And where else?
Just make it harder. You know what I mean? Like
locker checks. I don't know. Where would the kid hide the gun?
And another thing that I don't understand is you don't need certain qualifications to own a gun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think anybody caught without the proper certifications with a firearm should be prosecuted, experiencing jail time or huge fines.
Yeah.
And gun enthusiasts don't care because they'll do whatever they need to do to have their guns. Like, I mean, there's also a limit. You can't make it too hard. But I mean, don't make it so easy that all you have to do is like bribe your friend and then they process the papers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the only way. I think that would be the only way to fix the problem.
But I feel like a lot of America's issues are so bipolar. Like it's always red versus blue.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's the diversity.
And then they kind of just forget about it until the next time it happens.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And then rinse and repeat. They're not actually doing anything.
But that's the difference. That's why with Serbia, it's actually such a beautiful thing that so many people came together and did this. Because that shows that
Well, because it was a
wants to
community
work.
decision. It
Yes.
was not a government decision.
Yeah, exactly. But there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. I think that's the main difference, really.
We're not going to do this in any particular order, so
No,
let's just go to this one.
Go.
They're dying. Russians and you.
So just for a little bit of context, Trump had an interview with CNN, obviously, because he's doing his rounds, because it's election time.
Yeah.
And CNN is like basically his arch rival. Yeah, CNN is also the one that said that Joe Rogan was taking horse
Yes, I
medication.
know.
Also, regarding ivermectin,
Oh,
yeah. Did you know that they have billions of prescriptions that have been given out worldwide? Like not millions, like billions of prescriptions have been given out worldwide.
Really?
Yeah, it's on the World Health Organization's
But what was it used
list
for?
of essential drugs.
yeah, but it was used for?
River blindness
Yeah.
in Africa. So the guy who invented it went to Africa, realized that he couldn't profit off of the drug, decided to make it patent free and
Yeah.
give it away for free.
But I think it also, like, wasn't there a story that in India they dropped, like, a bunch of that stuff also? And then there the count just, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so CNN is literally the definition of fake news.
Yeah.
But Trump entertained it by having having an interview with one of the people. And the thing that I feel bad for Trump is everybody's playing gotcha with him.
Yeah, always. But always.
Always. Like
Always.
everyone, you can never, like imagine you're Trump.
Since the day that he...
Imagine you're Trump. You just want to have a normal conversation.
Yeah.
You just want to have an actual interview. And they're like, do you remember when you said this? What do you think now? It's like, oh, God, just
Please leave me alone.
every time with the gotcha shit. So anyway, this was what happened in the interview.
You say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war.
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying.
Need to return
Are you
them.
ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
You
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to
That's
answer.
why I asked it.
It's very simple to. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you. What kind of a woman meets somebody and brings them up, and within minutes you're playing hanky-panky in a dressing room, okay? I don't know if she was married then or not, but think of it.
You are the Republican nominee, and you are in that 2024 race. Will you commit tonight to accepting the results of the 2024 election?
Yeah, if I think it's an honest election, absolutely I would.
Will you commit to accepting the results of the election regardless of the outcome?
You want me to answer it again? If I think it's an honest election, I would be honored to. And right now we are so far ahead of both Democrat and Republican. And you know what? If I don't win, this country is going to be in big trouble. It's so sad to see what's happening.
But no commitment there on the accepting the results regardless of the outcome.
If it's an honest election, correct, I will.
Okay, so not committing to accepting the 2024 election results or acknowledging what happened in 2020.
ahead.
You weren't very involved that day. You did tell your supporters to come to Washington. You tweeted about it, about
Sure,
that
of
speech
course.
that happened on the rally.
Am I allowed to say that?
When they went to the Capitol and they were
This one's
breaking into the
hilarious.
Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers, why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did. Oh, let me pull that
I
out.
reached in. I just carry this around with me.
So if you look at, on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of Twitter. Now I use Truth Social. I think it's far superior, okay? I hope everybody's on Truth. If you look January 6th, this is before 2:30. I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there. I am asking, and we didn't know until I got it back, because now I have 90 million people waiting for me to go back, but I'm on Truth and I'm staying on Truth. Listen, I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violation. We want no violation. We want no violence. Remember, We are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. That was at 2:30. That was very early.
Mr. President, I looked at the same timeline that you did.
No,
Once
no,
it was
but you
clear,
didn't report that. You know why? Because it was
We did
taken
report it.
down.
I was reporting
it was
that
taken
tape.
down and it wasn't.
So one of the tweets was taken down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Also, the FBI is being investigated because apparently they have been running smear campaigns trying to remove Donald Trump. And at the same time, there were 2 separate criminal cases that were found and brought to them regarding Hillary Clinton that they just kind of shoved under the carpet.
Oh yeah.
So they're basically proving, they're uncovering that. Sorry, these dogs. They're uncovering that the FBI has colluded with politics. Now, I think about the world of AI,
Yeah.
and I always see these debates, and I feel like it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And everything is what you said in 2010 versus what you say today, and who are you lying to? What's the truth? Like, and then debates also come down to, like, I know that this sounds crazy, but like a Taurus arguing with a Cancer. It's like your personality types clash,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to be these high-ranking political officials, but you're having a personal dispute, and you personally don't like each other, and that influences
What are you talking
your...
about? You mean with the election?
In
with
general,
debates?
in general. So, like, for example, everybody out there, think of somebody that you just don't like, and now think about them doing something politically that is either good and you agree with, or not. But let's go with the one that good and you agree with. You're still not going to want to talk to them or agree with them because you just don't like them.
Well, yeah, that depends.
The way they walk, the way they talk, the way they smell, the way they insult you subliminally or whatever it is. Like, the problem here are humans, and I think of AI.
Yeah.
And I think if facts were facts, like Googleable facts, is Googleable a word?
I was just thinking, like, I don't know.
Googleable.
Googleable.
If facts were just facts,
Yeah.
and voting was just voting, and transparent, everything was just transparent, what would the world look like? Like, if we didn't have to hope that Donald Trump was telling us the truth, or try to find Donald Trump's lies, like, if Donald Trump was just a machine that just shat out results,
Yeah.
like a calculator. Nobody in the world is angry at a calculator because it just goes 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if that was law and politics
You mean
and
like
facts.
you would make AI the president?
I wouldn't. No, I'm just saying.
What are you trying to say then?
I'm saying, like, AI and robots are just trying to give facts. Calculators are just trying to give results. Like, it's all just facts and straight to the point. So, like, it just makes me wonder if the problem isn't just the human communication
Well,
method.
of course.
You know, like, if
Well,
we
of
all
course.
if we all installed Neuralink from Elon
Yeah,
Musk
yeah.
and we could just hear each other's
Thoughts.
thoughts and intentions
Yeah.
and truths, and
Yeah.
backgrounds, and if we all really connected and tapped into each other's minds and
Yeah.
our pasts and
And
stuff.
could actually feel it. Like,
Yeah, it just makes me think, like, if you could remove the human flawed process.
what was that? Was it a show or something where oh yeah, that was everything. What's the show? Everything in 42. That one
Oh, that's A Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
yeah,
One of
where
my favorite movies.
where you shoot the other person with a perspective gun.
With
Was
a
that
true-
it?
Yeah,
With
yeah,
a true
perspective gun. So you shoot them, and then they instantly see everything from your perspective.
But like that's the thing. Like if you could actually feel the perspective instead of trying to explain it to someone, actually feel it, then I think you would get such a different perspective.
Wat krijg
Oh Jesus!
als je de fantasie
Right?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna pull it up
Because like
now.
instead of like trying to explain the perspective, you could just see it. Just
Immediately feel
understand
it and see
understand
it.
it.
But that's your perspective for
Like
a
really
short moment.
feel it
yeah.
in your core, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you can actually understand where it comes from.
Here, it's just like Hummus said. Yeah, now you can go get your head back.
Pay for it.
I hope we don't get
It's really
flagged for this.
frustrating, you know.
Oh, check it out.
Rude.
No.
Right, this is supposed to.
Hey, man. You know, you must really be frustrated. You know, you go through all you've gone through. You come all this way, you don't get an answer, which means no money and no fame, which you deserve, man.
The point of view gun conveniently does precisely what its name suggests. That is, if you point it at someone and pull the trigger, they instantly see things from your point of view.
Give me that thing.
Because, like,
So then she shoots it at him.
Well, I want one of these. Well, we better get back. Arthur's waiting.
Yeah.
You.
Why so edgy, baby doll? Relax.
Why so edgy? You want to know why I'm edgy?
Of course you're edgy. Your planet's been blown up and you've been touring around the galaxy with the guy who signed the order. Huh? You actually wanted to know the question because you always wanted to know if there was more to life, and now you're crushed because you find out there really isn't. Hey, fantastic, man. Psychedelic. You've got no home, no family, and you're stuck with me, another in a long line of men who doesn't really get you. Huh? That's not true. Did I say?
If you want to see the movie, it's an amazing movie. But yeah, I wonder if you took whatever it is, guns, abortion, immigration, school, climate change, whatever it is. Imagine
If you could do that.
you could just shoot it out at a bunch of people. Just, and a
Just
whole crowd
see
could
it.
just be like, oh, I get it now.
Well, it's like, so Saturday last week, we did a mushroom trip.
Yes.
Yes.
We went on a spiritual
We
journey.
went on a spiritual journey. And that was also one of those moments where
Objectivity.
your perspective changes. And it's like, Robin said it very well. My cousin was there with us. She's like, was it you or was it her that said, what if we could just give everybody on the planet a mushroom trip at the same time?
One day.
One day.
One day, once a
But
year.
all together. Like, I don't know, how can we do that?
No flights. Everybody just has to plan in advance.
Yeah, but the only thing with that is I don't know if it would hit everybody the same way. That's the only thing. Like it hit us.
Yeah, it might just be pandemonium.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? But
And then there might be a guy that just like, I'm not going to take it this year. I'm going to rob everyone's fucking house. And there's nothing they can do
exactly.
about it because they're going to be like, ugh.
how do you do that? Yeah, but I mean, imagine if it would just like,
It's great. It would be great.
yeah, it would just give a different,
Because can you imagine like Joe Biden?
do you think?
Let's just move on, dude. I don't want to think about that. Like getting shot by that fucking missile would suck.
Oh my God.
We can skip this one. We can skip this one because it's funny. We can skip this one because it's funny. I just want to. Please don't cancel us. Fucking let's go.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
We're dealing with right now.
Anyway, so. Also,
Those fries look so
like
good.
Forced you to
10 years ago, it was actually pretty cool to say that you were a Democrat, in my opinion. Now saying you're a Democrat is like just basically admitting that you're a bitch.
Yeah, what I was thinking about when you were showing me the Trump videos, I remember actually thinking, wow, how can you vote for Trump?
Yeah, right.
Like,
It's funny
you
that
must be
it's funny that the
crazy.
people you support can fuck up so bad that you get pushed
Yeah.
and you start anyway. So check this out.
We never forced you to take the vaccine. Take the vaccine or you'll be fired from your job. You have to leave the military. You can't work in a hospital or a school. You can't go to college. You can't go to concerts. You're not allowed to travel. You can't go to sporting events. You can't visit your grandparents. You can't eat at restaurants. You can't hold your newborn.
We couldn't do anything.
Does everybody forget that happened? 2 years it happened.
Yeah, my whole family is forgotten.
And it's just gone.
Nobody talks about it anymore. My mom almost talked me into it.
There
She
were
didn't,
people
but-
saying that if you don't take the vaccine and you get sick with COVID, you shouldn't be allowed admission to the hospital and you should be left on the street to die. And now evidence is coming out proving that the fucking vaccine pulmonary artery, blah, blah, blah. You fucking heart attack, you die. Athletes are dying left, right, and center.
It definitely has an effect on fertility, 100%.
And that other girl that I know fucking took the vaccine and now she's got menopause and she's 26. Menopause and she can't get pregnant, she's 26. And people are just like not even speaking about this. Bro, I couldn't go buy myself underwear at Nike without a fucking passport. It was Nazi Germany, dude. We lived through Nazi Germany.
And we were being discriminated against so hard.
By everyone. Family members, businesses, this, that, just general public.
Everybody.
Just in general. And you know what? Not only that, but because of the democratic perspective, anything they don't agree with, they say you're a redneck and a hillbilly. So I felt like a fucking outcast.
No, remember when my mom said, Manuk, we're getting a little worried because you seem like you're getting a bit extreme, like you're talking like your uncle.
And where are you now? Now that the world's all back to fucking normal and it still exists.
I still didn't take it.
What's your narrative?
What's
your narrative? That the vaccine and the masks killed the virus and we won?
No.
Is that what you really think?
Now people go, oh, I think I have COVID. It's okay.
Nobody gives a fuck if
It's
they
like
have
the flu.
COVID. Nobody even like I remember after the first year of COVID, I was like, yeah, but I'm sure eventually they'll just create some type of flu medication, right? They don't even make a flu. They're not even trying to topically treat COVID because it's that ridiculously.
Well, it was. I mean, in the beginning, when you don't know what it is, all right.
Yeah.
And if it can affect you because you have other issues and it's attacking you in a different way, and we didn't have the knowledge or the manpower to figure out how to solve it. Mm-hmm. You know, that's still fine because there have been people that died of COVID.
But here's the thing.
But
you can also just publicly say, whether you were a supporter of the movement or you were the creator of the movement, like government, you should publicly say, hey, thank you for your effort.
Yeah.
Thank you. Where's the fucking thank you?
Yeah.
For the 2 years that we stayed indoors, which we didn't have to.
No.
But where's the fucking, hey, thanks for putting up with us.
Sorry.
We grossly over-exaggerated this. However, we did not know, like you said, how bad it could be. And that's why we were so overly protective, because if it was a giant problem, this is the only thing. And we appreciate your effort. We apologize for the time that it took from you. We hope that you can all recover from this. And we look forward to, if this happens again, knowing that you guys are strong enough to come together and stick to the rules, irregardless of whether you would take a vaccine or not.
Yeah.
Where's the address?
But it felt like a marketing ploy. Like, remember when we were in Africa and we turned the TV on and Biden was speaking about the vaccine and how you should go get your kids to go get the vaccine.
Oh my God.
It was like a sales pitch.
You know, that's one thing that pro-vaxxers and anti-vaxxers could come together on, was their kids.
Yeah.
I know so many people that were pro-vax that were like, I can't give it to my child. I gotta wait.
But what about that? What do you mean?
Like, parents would not really care about taking it for themselves, but they wouldn't want to give it to their kids just in case.
Well, some, like, plenty did want to.
Yeah.
Like there was I think on the news, like a girl, it was my birthday yesterday, so I could go get the vaccine. Do you remember there were parties?
Prick parties.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so insane.
How do people forget about this? Like, I need some recognition. I need a fucking apology. I need a bundle of flowers. I need something.
The thing is, I think even if I would open up the conversation with my family now, they
here's
still
the thing.
Stand by
Information
it.
is international, right? Like, TikTok is just for everyone. So how do you not scroll through TikTok and then see
algorithm,
the science behind?
Yeah, but algorithm.
No, but listen, it's scientifically proven that people who have one shot get have a higher chance of getting COVID. People that have 2 shots, even higher. 3 shots, even higher. 4 or 5 shots, the highest.
But isn't it true? Because don't you hear people that got the shot more regularly get COVID? Because
it's scientifically being proven.
But I notice it also around me.
Yeah.
We got it once. Just knock on wood.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we've had it again. And maybe our fucking immune system is just strong enough to fight it off because it's like, oh, we know what that is.
Yeah.
And then dealt with it. Or maybe it's the fucking omega-3, the multivitamins, the probiotics, the zinc, the
Healthy
selenium, the
lifestyle.
fucking healthy lifestyle, the lack of drinking or smoking or comorbidities or blah, 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 the regular physical exercise that just, maybe that contributes to something. Maybe.
And
What a
that's
fucking
the
crazy
crazy
idea that sunlight is good for you. No, sunlight is bad for you. You gotta shield yourself from sunlight all the time. Even if you're gonna be indoors in an office space, make sure to put on sunscreen 3 times a day. You're inside at a computer.
No, but listen, you know what it is?
Vitamin D, dude, going to the beach and having no one around you
Yeah, but you know
was
what
illegal.
What the funny thing
Fresh
is,
air, sunlight, illegal.
You know what the funny thing is that they didn't do anything to prevent COVID, just to treat.
Okay, but hold on. That is just the medical society. You can't say
No, but that's true because
that's just what they do.
No, because that's true. Because I had someone, a client of mine, that was that had has. I think she's almost beaten it, but cancer, and she went to the hospital, and she was like, "I'm so shocked, what the menu at the hospital is.
Oh yeah.
It's all chocolate bars,
Yeah.
like milk." Chocolate drinks, chocolate milk, chocolate like fruity, sugary drinks, like unhealthy meals, and they actually like almost talk you into getting it also because you're having a hard time. So just treat yourself, which is fine. But as a nurse working in a hospital and you're trying to get healthier, you shouldn't be like, hey, have several chocolate bars to make yourself feel better.
Yeah. You see, the difficulty with medical professionals, and I'm not speaking to all, I'm saying to most.
Yeah.
Also because of the universities, also because of the education that they have. It's symptomatic treatments. They treat surface level symptoms.
Yeah.
So they say, oh, it seems like you have a reoccurring this, so I'm going to give you this tablet to fix that.
Yeah, not the rest.
And
not see where it's actually coming
when
from.
you're an actual medical professional, you then step away from that and you open your own practice because you're like, I want to figure out how to actually stop this from happening.
Because you could have like a sore throat, but it could be coming from something that you're eating incorrectly or that you're...
I had a sore throat for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying sore throat. I mean like so sore that swallowing my own saliva was like having your asshole full of hemorrhoids and putting a cactus in it. No. Okay, every time I swallowed my own saliva...
How do you come up with this shit?
It was white-knuckling pain. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't eat. And I would get maybe 3 or 4 days of no pain, followed by 4 days of severe white-knuckling pain for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I went to doctors in different countries.
Yeah.
And all of them said, either give it 2 weeks, it'll probably go away. It's just strep throat.
Yeah.
We can't medicate you. There's nothing that you can do. Other doctors said, well, I don't believe that you've had a sore throat for that long, so please get out of here. Other doctors then said this and said that.
They also
until
got
eventually, I went to a doctor that said, oh, it looks like your tonsils are extremely inflamed. You need a tonsillectomy because you have tonsillitis.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I had acid reflux. Think about how fucking simple of an issue that is. I had severe, chronic, reoccurring acid reflux. That's all I had.
Because you're fine now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now listen to me. They went straight to surgery and they removed what they thought the problem was.
Yeah.
Now, it took 2 weeks for me to recover.
Oh, God.
From a tonsillectomy. And nobody knew that I had acid reflux. So every time that I had, every night, and also the guy fucked up the surgery, so I was in a lot of pain. Worst pain I've ever had in my entire life, okay? I've been through a lot of pain.
I remember telling you also.
Every night that I was sleeping, my body was full of exactly this much ice cream, because that's the only thing that I could stomach. So I was starving to death. And all of the painkillers. Yeah. Codeine, what's the one that's morphine? They gave me everything. I almost fucking OD'd on painkillers because of how horrible my life was. And I'm sleeping, and guess what those do to your acidity levels?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. They just create lava.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, yes. So I'm sleeping in the middle of the night, and they say, don't let your wounds dry out. So I'm sleeping in the middle of the night. Little did I know that my acid reflux was eating away at my fucking already sore tonsillectomy wound surgery area. Yeah. And that's why the pain was so bad. So I recover from the tonsillectomy, kinda. It took me a year and a half to recover from that botched surgery. Couldn't sing, couldn't do anything, and I was still reoccurring throat pain. Go back to another doctor, say, hey, this is my story. I also had a tonsillectomy. Nothing is working. I think I might be dying. What's wrong with me? And then they take your blood levels and they're like, you're healthy. We can't do anything. So long story short, I went to a doctor in Serbia and I sat down and I told him my story. And he looked at me like this. The guy didn't even touch me.
This is really how he sat.
He just looks at me like this. And he looks at his assistant and it's like, he says some shit. And then he looks at me and then the doctor says, he says that he thinks that you might have acid reflux. And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you didn't believe it.
3 years of my life, my guy.
You didn't believe it.
Chronic pain. And I was so angry at him. I wanted to storm out of there.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I just, for me.
You should actually go back and be like, dude.
I need to buy the guy flowers.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he gave me sachets to help with heartburn. I'm like, okay, I'm healthy. And it went away. And now, when I feel my throat acting up, I take a couple sachets and pantoprazole, and I'm fine.
Oh, that's
now,
crazy.
A real doctor.
Yeah.
That he was a real doctor, and he gave me a surface level diagnosis, and he said, well, this is just my theory, but to confirm my theory, we would have to put a thing down your throat, and we would have to evaluate your intestinal tract and see your stomach lining and see if there's any damage down there. I didn't want to do that because I was convinced it wasn't acid reflux, and I was leaving the country in 2 days, so I was like, I don't want to go under anesthesia and do the whole thing.
But then we spoke about it.
But long story short, dude, you could have the most simple problem and you could be left to the wolves for 3 years of suffering.
Yeah.
I was suffering.
Yeah, I know.
You were there. I was suffering.
I know, babe. I heard every day.
And
my sore throat. My throat is sore.
Turns out you got acid reflux.
Yeah. And I haven't heard you complain since, really.
That's the problem that I have with the medical society, is that they say, based on your symptoms, we can't help you, or this is how we can help you. They don't say, where do you think that these symptoms are coming from?
Yeah, exactly. They don't.
Let's check you out.
Yeah.
You got, okay, well, sore throat. What could cause sore throat?
Yeah.
Not a stubbed toe.
No.
So let's remove, okay, so maybe something with your insides is happening. I don't know. Let's put a fucking tube down there. Nobody cares.
Exactly.
Nobody does anything. And another thing that you have to know about the medical society, and I know this from my GP in South Africa.
Yeah.
He's an older guy. The material that he was learning at the time in university, the books that he had, were studies, which first of all, these studies have to be vetted, proved multiple times, and then passed through regulations, like the FDA or whatever the fuck it is, right? They have to be, medical practices have to be approved.
Yeah.
Before, when all of that is said and done, and you finally get to printing a book, the information is anything between 25 and 50 years old.
Yeah.
And that blew my fucking mind.
Because it's such a current thing.
That the medical society is operating at least 2 to 5 decades on old material.
Unless you're on
Unless you're the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
But if you're the tip of the spear, you don't operate in an area which regulates you. So everybody's heard of like these miracle plastic surgeons or stem cell therapy or anti-aging doctors that go to fucking Guadalajara and Mexico
you know how
and
crazy
Cancun.
You were telling me about this
Sorry, let me just finish that point. They go there because there's less regulations.
Yeah.
Less regulations doesn't mean it's going to kill you. Less regulations means you can practice the tip of the spear medicine and actually help people. So cancer research, for example, when there's a new cancer medication that can cure cancer, it will not just hit the market.
No.
It'll hit the market in places that are deregulated.
Yeah.
And about 10 or 15, 20 years later, it'll hit the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Like Europe or America. So I just wanted to wrap that up.
Yeah, one thing that I want to say, you know how crazy you were talking about this anti-aging thing, and someone I follow and I know from here, we used to go to the gym together, and she's now living in the US. She now went to this anti-aging clinic and got like some sort of
Drip.
Drip.
NAD. She got an NAD drip.
We need that.
I take the tablets.
Why are you not giving it to me?
You don't like the stuff that I take.
Are you serious? You
Yeah.
have it already? Why didn't you tell me?
I have this brand.
Do you actually?
It's NAD, cell regenerator, life extension. It's the
Do
best
you
brand that I
have
can
it?
find. Yeah. I'm gonna live forever.
And you're not giving it to me?
I'm gonna learn how to fly. Hi. Yeah. Do you want some?
Yes.
Cool.
I would like some.
Cool.
I would like to live forever. Yeah.
I can't pronounce it. You try to pronounce it. I mean, I can pronounce. I can pronounce it.
That's NDA.
It auto-corrected.
Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide.
Do you do that on purpose, or do you just suck?
The last one I did on purpose.
Nicotinamide.
Nicotinamide
Adenine.
dinucleotide.
Denucleotide.
Dinucleotide.
But I just say NAD because no, I'm never gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Why would you say the whole thing?
I don't know.
It's unnecessary.
Listen, we got a
I hear you.
we got a bunch of videos, but we're out of time.
Yeah. So
That's all we got for today. So thank
See
you
you
for
next
joining
time.
us. Don't cancel. Oh, I mean, yeah, just don't cancel us.
no.
And
Don't cancel us.
yeah.
Ciao.